Y'all like that intro?
That's nice.
I like that intro. Jerome did that for me, and with the help of Tiff and them, they're really good with that type of stuff. And I'm just rolling with it. I love it. The Neil's Appeal, marriage, relationships, and other stuff. Y'all give us a second. Ginger, every time we go live, she want to do this little doggy thing that she do. So as we let the people um, come on and share, y'all share. Let's let Ginger get that out her system. Every time her mommy and daddy go live, she want to make a bunch of noise, and so we're gonna let her do that while we allow y'all to share, like, comment, and subscribe. If you watching on YouTube, you're going to at the Neil Appeal Show on YouTube. If you're watching us on Facebook, then you're just clicking on Facebook and you're gonna watch us live. But we got the Davises here with us today. They right in the middle of celebration of homecoming. Yes, we're gonna get into it. I can't wait. I got a lot of questions. Yeah. I got a lot of questions. So we're gonna get into it, y'all. We giving y'all a chance to share. I'm getting the Facebook pulled up, giving y'all a chance to share while we do. How was your day, Rob? How did you coach today, didn't you?
Yeah, man. As you can tell by the attire and my tardiness, yeah, I was out there playing in the dirt with the kids, man. So long day, but it was worth it. It was fun.
I know that's right. And Courtney, you're off today.
My first day off. It was great.
Oh, y'all wait till y'all hear. Listen, this a dynamic couple right here. Y'all wait till y'all hear what they do. Y'all gonna be like, what? How? And then y'all gonna go to counting them kids and be like, how, when y'all had time for that? You know. Yo, we gonna get started. Fred, how was your day today?
I feel like Rob. I mean, although I didn't coach kids, doing baseball is something I enjoy doing. So to me, that wouldn't be like work. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not too long getting home, Rob. Too, I haven't had anything to eat, and so
it's made. Yeah. It's done. It's made. He just ain't.
It's done. It's made.
So what, Courtney? What you saying? Come on, say it. You say it, cause it might come off better from you.
You know, we all got the same clock. You know, I'm just saying. No, we know they work hard. They work hard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then get home. The babies, as long as the babies eat, right? That's the we got to get the babies fed, and then we be hungry. Let them eat, and then we come back around. Is that all right? That's called sacrifice. We'd have been good parents. We were there. We wanted kids, but it didn't happen. But we'd have been great parents, I think. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yes.
Y'all had some athletic kids, man. I'll tell you that.
For sure. Rob, that's killing me the most, man. I mean, I'm almost envious of having a little boy, man. I mean, you got 4 kids, but the little boy, like baseball, man. I'm like, man.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, man. I think that was always the dream, was a boy. Once I had him first, I was like, well, hey, we good to go at this point. No matter what, man, we good to go. So
I had 3 more girls, and you're good.
Yeah, I had 2 in a row, and I prayed hard for. I really had to sell my soul, have my kidney and my soul to convince her to have the 4th child.
Oh, wow.
Because I just told her, I said, look, we got to try at least for one more boy. I said, I just wanted one more son. Yeah. She's like, I'm not having another girl, and I got to do 3 sets of hair. And,
3 heads plus something.
So we made it pack. She said if she has another kid, then she gets to call the urologist and schedule for me to get neutered. So.
Man,
yeah. So I signed my dignity away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I sit before you as half a man.
Don't. we had a show about that. We talked about that, and the guy was like, he willingly did it. They was all right with it. That's cool to know, Rob. Most men don't do
Yeah,
That's heavy.
yeah. So
most men do not do that. So that's lovely. That's lovely.
yeah, but
Oh,
God answered our prayers though. So
He did.
we got a boy, like a little terrorist. So he's almost too much boy. So yeah, God said, "You want a boy? I give you one." Yeah. Yeah. That last one is different. He is a different species.
Wow.
Yeah.
it's different.
Mhm.
I love it. I love it. Well, we're gonna go ahead on and get started, y'all. Um, let's start off with our most likely to, right? Let's get started with that. We haven't done that in a while. Um, and then well, let's start with that, and then we'll get into it. So y'all ready? Y'all know how this goes, right?
Point.
Really quickly, like you don't
Okay.
have time. You don't have time to think. Hold on, let me make my screen bigger. You don't have time to think much. You just gotta point real quick. It's not
Yep.
really meant for y'all to be like spending a whole bunch of time trying to think it out. Okay?
Okay.
Oh, that's
Okay.
not gonna work. I can't. Okay, hold on. All right, now this is meant to be fun and show our guests like help us to like get into the mood of we gonna have fun tonight. Is we gonna touch some serious issues, but we still want to just be able to create a space, a safe space, and just open up with some humor because this always be funny because y'all be thinking y'all know each other, and we be finding out every time we do this. These couple think they. So y'all ready?
We're ready.
Ready.
Okay. Who's most likely to cheer the loudest at the ball field? Courtney. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Who's most likely to make the kids laugh or be goofy? Who's most Rob? You run me as the serious guy.
No,
No.
that's her.
Mm-hmm.
No, I am non-serious. Like you don't want to sit beside me when something serious is happening because
Please.
I have no sense at all.
No.
None.
That was gonna be one of my questions. So who is most likely to make a joke when it's a serious moment? That would be All
Yeah,
right.
I laugh instead of crying. So
You
no, you
have
don't want to sit
to.
beside me.
Man, you have to.
Yeah.
So who's most likely to keep calm during the storm? Ah.
Yeah.
Who's most likely to hit the snooze button one more time on Sunday morning? Rob, no. Come on, preacher man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm big on sleep. I'm big on sleep.
Yeah.
She don't care. She get up and she be up at 5 o'clock in the morning,
Because things have to be done.
drinking her little coffee and watching the news. Man, I'm
Watching the
sleep.
news.
Watching the
I'm
news, things have
sleep.
to be done. I have to know
Yeah.
what's going on in the world.
She, in the dark, watching the news, sipping her coffee. I'm just like, ew. Yep.
Let me ask you this. So we got y'all about to learn this about them, but I just want to ask because just for the y'all, we'll get into what they do, but we got a nurse practitioner, right? On 7, on off. We got a preacher juggling church and coaching, right? Who's most likely to forget the schedule?
Hey,
I should pull out the calendar, the family calendar.
you know what? You know what's so bad is that, man, I have over the last couple of years, I've done quite a bit of traveling, like preaching and all. I never know my schedule. Like I have double booked so many times, and Court keeps the schedule. Like she's detailed. She writes everything down. I always have to text her and be like, "Hey, do I have anything on this week?" Like she knows the calendar. I know nothing. I tell everybody, "Yeah, man, I'll be there."
No.
And it's like she's like, "You already have something booked," so it happens all the time. Yeah, I never know the schedule. I don't know what kids extracurricular. She's always reminding me. So
that's
yeah.
funny because I don't know. I just had. I mean, I know she has to keep up with her schedule, 7 days on, 7 days off. But I don't know. I had you as because you got all the appointments and all that type of stuff. I just had it being you. That's why you can't come in here what you think you know because you find out And that was going to be the next question. So who's most likely to keep the family schedule or whatever, or the church events? That would be Courtney. We all could point to her. Let me ask you this. Who's most likely to remind the other one, God's got this during a tough moment? Yeah. I like that. It's all right. It would have been all right for us to point at you, Court, too, because I mean, sometimes beside every good man is a good woman, right? So
For sure.
we know that that's true. That even the women of the family can also have spiritual guidance and be able to say, "Honey," you know. And sometimes I'm sure those roles switch. Sometimes you can't always be on the up, always, right? So we encourage one another from time to time. I know. Who's the romantic one?
Bruh. No, I'm joking.
I'm about to say, we here to tell the truth. We here to tell the truth.
But you went up too slow. It wasn't even.
It wasn't even believable.
Yeah, come on. You went up too slow. It just, no. I love starting off with that. It kind of give us a little bit of insight on y'all, and y'all did pretty good. I think they did pretty good. Nobody lied. Don't look like. Don't seem like. Who's most likely to get mad with the umpire's call?
Me.
Yeah, because he did go up to the ump maybe 2 tournaments ago and show him a video of a bad call that he made.
Oh wow!
I'm like, I got it on video, man. You ringing my son up on. I said that wasn't no strike, man. That ball at his head, man.
I was a little embarrassed, but I was like, I mean, you gotta. I mean, I'ma just.
During the game, Rob.
Oh, during the game, yeah, in between innings, I went over to show him, because he argued with me now. He said, "No, it was here." I was like, I went up with my camera to show him on my phone. I need you to see this. It's a bad call, bro. It was a bad call, man.
Can you tell me what he said, please? What did he say?
He said, "Oh, I missed that one."
He looked
at me and said, "I missed that one." Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was like, "Hey, we good there." Next time he got it back, he rung him up again. So I said, "I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone." He clearly didn't appreciate it. So yeah, he rung him up again. So I said, "You know what? I'm gonna just be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet." You know, but when he ain't around, I'll be talking again.
That's my movie. I'll be quiet. We go talking again. That's my movie now. So who's the movie person? You just gave me another question. Who's the movie person?
Even.
But we definitely have different genres.
Our courtship was basically built around going to the movies. Like, we were movies junkies. Yeah. Now I gotta go to movies by myself because I like horror. Like that genre. She refuses to go with me, so she makes me go in there like a little loser and sit by myself and eat popcorn by myself and watch these movies. So it is what it is. But maybe one day she'll love me enough to join me. So we'll see.
Yep.
Y'all watched it. Y'all saw this. Y'all can already see we about to have some fun with this couple right here. So today's conversation is about curveballs, right? But not just the ones thrown on the baseball field, but the unexpected ones life sends our way. Y'all, our guests tonight, Rob and Courtney Davis. They know a lot about both. Rob is a preacher, homeschool dad. I can't wait to get to this. They finding this out right now today. I love this. Rob is a preacher, homeschool dad, baseball coach, coaches his son's team. Courtney is a nurse practitioner, first lady, but we like to say only lady because they not first lady, but and she's a mom of four who is walking through the pain of losing her sister, right? So curveballs have been in this family together. They've learned what it means to lead with faith, leaning on each other and trusting God's calling, even when life throws the unexpected. Y'all, proving that with God, you can step up to the plate and knock life out of the park. I love it that they baseball, and we talking curveballs, and so that's why we call this episode "Curveballs and Callings," because yeah, they gonna show us how they balancing home, church, coaching, the calling, everything. So let's go ahead on and get into it. Can y'all tell us? Um, First, tell us how long y'all been married, how y'all met, and yeah, start there, and then Rob and Courtney, I'm gonna just run like a couple of questions together so I can just let y'all talk. I don't want to have to like me talk, y'all talk, me talk, y'all talk. But y'all start us off with the beginning, how y'all met, and where y'all met, who said who to what first. Um, Come on, take it away.
Right.
Sorry.
So we grew up in Lexington, and back in the late 80s, early 90s, there were not a lot of Black families. There were like a handful of us. So we all knew each other. He's one of 8 children. I'm the middle of 3. And essentially, we were babysat by the same lady. She was the only Black elementary school teacher. So all the Black mamas had her watching all the kids after school. So we've known each other since we were like 5 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Rob's what?
I just want to see if she's going to tell the truth. I'm listening.
Listen. So then his family decided to move away. And then MySpace happened for all the Gen Zers. MySpace was the Facebook before Facebook. And we reconnected on MySpace. His brother and I were the same grade. And so we would hang out like with our class. And I would see him out at parties and be like, ill, because he had Jabos. Y'all remember Jabos? The long white tee. He had a full grill. And I was just like,
Yeah.
the cornrows straight, long white tee. And y'all know, never mind.
I had the fangs on them too. The fangs on my grill. Ooh, boy, I was clean.
Yeah.
Clean.
So I would see him out at parties and he would look like that. And I was just like, Fred, what's wrong with your brother? But then
Get to the good part.
Okay. So then we went to college and he went to Claflin. I went to Upstate and he pledged Kappa. He cut his hair. He started wearing polos. He had on some khakis. So it was a complete 360. And his fraternity was coming up to my school. And so I slid into being.
You wait. Hold on. Go back. You slid what?
I slid in his DM.
Oh yeah.
Him an instant
She
message.
knew what time it was. See, people think I slid in her DMs. They don't realize she seen this and was like, I gotta get that. Like she seen this and she couldn't help herself. She said, man, you know what? I got to shoot my shot. You know what? I'm proud of you for being honest on this time.
Because
she saw the transformation, Rob.
Oh, she's seen it, man. I mean, she saw all this and was just like
attraction, right? And then we were from the same hometown, so we hung out like over the summer. And I told my best friend, I was like, I like Rob. And we were all like hanging out as a group at this point. And he was on a date. She texted him and said, hey, Court likes you. And he thought she was joking. And I was like, no, like keep telling him. And she was like, but he's on a date. And I was like, I do not care.
Oh, wow.
Called, he picked up on his date. Terrible. He's like, I'm on a date. I was like, I don't care. And so he would hang up. And then I called back.
It's so disrespectful.
It's so
disrespectful.
So young. I had no respect for anybody. And I was very strong-headed.
And I don't know why I kept picking. Well, I do know I kept picking up, but still.
Exactly. That's me.
Yeah.
He kept answering.
Mm-hmm. And so the rest is history.
History. He's married to me.
So
yeah,
that's
our story.
This is funny because that normally doesn't happen like that. And you're right, Rob. I did think that you tried to pull up on Courtney. You're absolutely right. So I apologize. I've been wrong all day. I have been wrong all day. So
what school did you go to, Courtney?
USC Upstate in Spartanburg. USC Upstate up here in Spartanburg.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
I'm familiar with Claflin. I never, USC Upstate. Claflin was like next door to
State.
South State. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We didn't have this conversation. I went to State for 3 years.
Oh.
Yeah, they canceled. I went there my freshman year, and they canceled
Okay.
the baseball program after my junior year, and that's how I ended
Oh,
up.
wow.
Yeah, but
I got you.
I got you. Me up and said, listen, sorry to hear about the program being, done away with, and we got some money for you. Are you interested? And so me and 3 of my homeboys, we packed up and rode down to Florida, and then, I got stuck there though, so.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, my brother went to State as well.
Yeah.
So Claflin.
They're next door, literally.
Claflin.
It's a fence. It's a fence that divides them.
Absolutely.
For Claflin in her school or
No,
Claflin?
Claflin and South Carolina State.
Oh.
It's
Well, how far were y'all apart from each other?
about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh. Courtney said, yeah, he took them goals out his mouth. And yeah, I'm going to go on. That is funny. That is funny that you called and you knew that man was on a date.
Yeah, man. I thought they were joking, but then I was, man.
Once you find the Lord, your ways begin to change.
Wow.
I'm not that aggressive anymore.
That is funny. That is funny. So look, y'all are in the middle of a celebration. Let me add this to the stage. I like this. Drayton Mills Church of Christ Faith Fest. Look at these powerhouses he got here.
Yeah,
You
man.
started with Orpheus, then you got Dardar, you got Orlander, and then you got my main man, Fred
Alvin.
man,
Alvin Daniels. Yeah.
AD bringing up the rear. So my question to you, we normally do Songfest. COVID has happened. Things have changed drastically, after COVID and everything. And so what made you lean towards just saying, hey, no singing, let's get some word, all just straight Bible word? What made you go this route, and how'd you go about picking these guys?
Yeah, so I think we did our first like homecoming songfest was probably, I think, back in 2018. And we had pretty much done it every year outside of 2020, the COVID year. And we had a meeting with our homecoming committee, and we were just thinking like, man, we've had the same format every year. And each weekend, even though we love the concert, the most dynamic portion was always Sunday worship. Like Sunday worship was just like it was like, man, your heart is bursting, right? So what we were saying is like, man, why don't we try to see what it feels like to recreate that for 4 weeks in a row? For the whole month. Why not bring in the most dynamic speakers? And then each week we still have singers coming up, that are leading. So like Mario was there on Sunday. Sharp Road singers were in the building on Sunday. The week before we had Sunset Boulevard singers come up. So it's been dynamic, man. It's been dynamic, and Dardar brings his own voice to the stage. So he makes me sick. I hope he hears this.
Rob, you're not a singing preacher, Rob?
No, I'm a good reader though. I can read.
Read.
Yeah, I can read. Okay. Boy, I can enunciate those words, man. I'm telling you. I'll kill some reading now. I'll kill it.
Yeah, great pronunciation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So listen, this brings me to my next question, right? So as a young preacher, how hard was it to win the hearts of an already established church and earn the trust of members who are much older than you, right? So here you come, like you said, y'all had a meeting and you said, we've been doing it like this. Okay, we know, and we like this. You know what I'm saying? So the pushback, or like how, and not just related to just this, but just as a young preacher, period, coming in, and you're now ministering to 50 and 60-year-olds, and yeah, talk about that for us. How is that adjusting to that? Any pushback? Any doubt?
So what I'll say is now, the congregation, I think they trust me now way more than before. And I think COVID actually really helped that,
Okay.
because COVID was a moment in history where there was so much uncertainty, so much fear, people not knowing what's going to happen, if they're going to contract this disease. Are we going to survive it? Are we going to have a vaccine? Is the church going to survive it? And so each week, more than ever, I became a beacon of hope, just dealing hope each week to them. We're going to make it through this. We're going to make it through this. And so helping them navigate through that, while at the same time, a lot of people don't realize when COVID hit, we had just bought Drake Mills, and we knocked down the first wall in March of 2020. So we knocked down the first wall, and then the world shut down because they just, the virus had spread. So when they came back, it was a bunch of transition. We were no longer at the other location. We no longer had the same name. It was a different worship style. So we had to navigate a lot of that. But I think getting through that and getting to the other side, the people at the church now saw me not as just the preacher they brought in, but the actual pastoral leader. I'm not one of those guys that claim the pastoral title. I don't really care. I want people to call me Rob, but they saw me as pastor.
Okay.
So that COVID really expedited that process. Now, prior to that, was very difficult. So prior to that, in full transparency, Neil family, I thought I was going to be a flame out. I got to the congregation 6 months after I got there. My predecessor passed away from multiple myeloma. Had been there 30 plus years, so of course they loved him. He was more of a conservative bend, more of a docile presentation style. I came in, I'm loud. I was walking around, I was screaming, I was using theological terms that they didn't hear. The style of preaching didn't sound like what they were accustomed to. It didn't sound like Church of Christ polemic, like the arguments that we typically make. So that resulted in, after Brother Sam passed away, our eldership, we had two elders, they one stepped down, so our eldership dissolved. And when I tell you chaos hit, man, there were so many letters that were just sent out about me throughout the congregation. I would get typed letters on my desk, that were just anonymous, talking about, we're going to get you out of here, you false teacher. So I just remember talking to Court and just being completely devastated that, man, I failed, right? I didn't make it 2 years, and I knew the statistic coming out of seminary that most preachers wouldn't make it 3 years. They're usually out of a place in 3 years. And I said, man, I've fallen into that statistic. I've become a failure. These people, they don't trust me. So that was really hard, getting up there each week and looking out at people's faces, right? And not knowing who is writing these letters. And they would send letters to all the men and not me, calling for my job and stuff like that. So it was a point in time where I learned very early on that ministry is impossible under your own power. I learned that very early on in my ministry. And very early on, I had no choice but to lean on God, stand firm in what I believed and trusted that God was teaching. And I just had to trust that he would work it out. And he has. So when you ask me how did I make it happen, I have no idea, but God did that, man. So where I'm at now with the congregation, if you would have told me that would have been that's how things would play out. If you would have told me this back in 2017, 2018, I would have looked at you and been like, nah, man, I don't see that. I don't see that. I just remember just waiting to figure out when I'd be let go and when we would have to either exit ministry or find another location. So it's been quite the ride to go through that and then get some stability, and then COVID hit and go through some more chaos. So it has been a journey, man.
So Courtney, you know, we be getting like defensive about our husbands. And they saying this about your husband, and you know he a good man and he ain't coming here with no false teaching and stuff. How did you and this gonna be y'all answer however, because I want to know what was the turning point. Because Rob, they love you, and you absolutely right. Like they love you now, and you see that and you witness that. How did you maintain and stay in that, like you said, getting up preaching, knowing that the person right there might have wrote it, you know, and that one wrote, you know what I'm saying? And you're still, I need to know how, because you were very young, much younger than you are now at this point. It could have been like throwing your hands up. But Courtney, for you, how were you able to comfort him and not be like, let's get out of here?
I don't think I was ever like, let's
get out of here.
I don't think I was ever like, let's get out of here. So during, y'all know, we got 4 kids, so I was pregnant a lot. So during this time, I was pregnant, I was hormonal, and I was, in full transparency, I was angry. I was very angry because, like you said, I know him. But it took a lot of prayer for me to just really like calm my spirit and to trust God. And I think one thing that Rob, he's so humble, he doesn't mention, I think a lot of the transformation and the people trusting him happened whenever he stayed in the Word and they could see how much he studied. And I really think that he helped, or, you know, God used him to transform the church from his preaching, like from the pulpit. Like we had a whole series on like Pharisaical mindsets, and even recently, like how God designed the family. Like I really think that the way he preaches, the people, they know he's not coming up there with just stuff off the dome or motivational speaking sayings. Like he's really in the Word, and they're like, okay, this is, you know, how God wants us to see this. I really think that has been instrumental in the changing of the church and how they see him, because that's how they started, because they trusted his mind.
Wow.
I think one thing that stood out what you said, Courtney, was the fact that his style of preaching, he preached in series. That's big, because most young preachers, you know, they're gonna come in and not just young guys, but some of the older guys too, always trying to prove how much Bible they know. You know, they're jumping all over the Bible. But whenever you do things in series, and Kelly and I listen to a guy who mentors us and whatever, and he does all of his lessons in series. And if you're consistent with doing series, you know, people get it. You know, they get the story. You know what I'm saying? They can put the pieces together and what have you. So that was one thing that you just said that stood out as far as his style of preaching.
Yeah. Rob, you stayed. You're so young. You stayed in it. What was your...
For every negative voice, there were 3 positives.
Yeah.
A lot of those old women, some of them aren't even with us anymore. They spoke so much life into him, into us. Can I share about your notes? He has, so he started, when all this started, he started a little notes on his phone where he would put positive things that people said to him, because there's so many negative letters, a lot of negativity, that he had to remind himself, I am helping, I am changing lives. So if somebody would send him a text, he would copy it, put it in the notes, take a picture of it, save it in a folder. So whenever he was feeling down, he would be able to pull up those notes and it would just be like, okay, somebody did get something from the lesson. Okay, it's not everything that they're saying in this letter. Okay, God has me on the right track. At least somebody heard me. It doesn't have to be everybody. At least one person heard, you know, what I was trying to bring or what God was trying to use me for. So I think that was actually really helpful too in bringing him through that tough season.
Yeah, I'll add to that. You know, man, I had preached the lesson on Gideon, and he was, you know, he's threshing wheat in the winepress, right? And he's terrified, right? And it's crazy because he's essentially talking to the angel of the Lord, and and trying to wonder where God is in all of this. And there's a shift in the text where it no longer talks about like the angel of the Lord said, but it says the Lord said. And so the irony there is he's talking with God face to face and looking for God, right? And that kind of spurned in me to realize that God is present, you know, even in the middle of chaos. And so I what she's saying is that I had a folder, like an album folder, where I would take screenshots of these things that people would send on Facebook or in text messages and things like that. And after a while, I started noticing I had hundreds of these screenshots of all of these affirmations of, man, this really blessed my life, or man, this really helped me, or man, you did a great job with this or whatnot. And so I'm like, man, you stack that up with, even if you got 10 letters out against you, like you stack that up against it. It's like, man, no, God is showing you that I'm with you with this, man. You know, it's nobody wants. I know we live in a culture where we like to say we don't care what people think about us, but the reality is we're human beings. You know, nobody wants to be rejected. Nobody wants, especially when you're really trying to put your heart and soul into something. But I have some really beautiful souls at that church that have encouraged me in the darkest of moments, and they're still there. You know, they're still there. Some of them have passed away, but man, in the times where I felt like I was drowning, I had some brothers that stepped up, man, and really had my back. I had some of the sisters, man, that really stepped up, and some people started writing me positive letters just to counteract the negative ones. So yeah.
Talk about curveballs.
Yes.
Wow. And speaking on that, let's jump on thank y'all for your openness to transparency there, because I know that's going to help a lot of young preachers. Fred and I counsel, and well, we ain't licensed, but we got experience, honey. Sometimes, you know,
Right.
But we just counseled a couple, and one of their concerns was, you know, one of my questions was, you're so young, how are you going to, you know, gain the influence or whatever, right? Because most time coming in young, you got the older people, he don't know what he's doing, he don't know what he's talking about, you can't tell me nothing, you know what I'm saying? So you have that. So I know what you just shared is going to be so helpful, and then we're going to come back around to that at the end to close out. I got another question for that at the end, but I want to jump on homeschooling. Rob, when I found out you the one homeschooling, I was so, listen, Fred, you know I already love this couple. Y'all, my Facebook viewers, this is one of my favorite couples. I love them. They are so, you see how they sitting right now? That's how they be at the Joshua conference, at the Nehemiah, at wherever we be at. That's how they be all the time. They seem like they are so still in like and in love with each other, and I just love and admire that about them. And I always come up and whisper in their ear and say something about, I just love y'all. I love them. And so when I was talking to Courtney the other day, and she was telling me about, you know, nurse practitioner, 7 days on, 7 days off, and something about school, she said, and I'm like, dang, 7 days on, 7 days off. Well, who homeschooled? Rob? Wow, that is awesome. So can you tell us, Rob, why are y'all homeschooling? How did you even come up with that? How do you have time to do that? Courtney, and you okay? You know, most time it's the moms. No, honey, I'm going to take this. You know, Courtney like, no, you can have it. Come on, tell us about the homeschooling. How did you even know to even go down that path? Why do y'all want to go down that path?
So that happened by happenstance. I will say, like, my mother is an educator, and so I grew up in the house with a teacher. She's retired now, but you know, she taught for 30, 40 years. My parents are big on education. I have a doctorate degree. My younger brother has a law degree. My older sister has her DDS. You know, she has her own dental practice in Rock Hill. My family was big on education, you know, so that's already been my forte. But the way that we got to homeschooling was If you actually go back through like the annals of Facebook, I have all these videos of my son Wright when he's like 18 months, right? Or yeah, around like a year and a half, and he's like reading all these sight words, and I'm writing down all these big numbers, and he can state the numbers out. I'm holding up letters. Like he just was really, really advanced academically. And I used to have this little hashtag they used to say Harvard baby, right? Because he just was super, super sharp, man. And so a lot of people know him from that. They're like, is Wright still smart? I'm like, yeah, he's still smart. So by the time he was 4 or 5, he was already reading on a really high level, you know. And so we go up to the elementary school down the street, and they show us the curriculum, and we're touring, and his letter of the day. And so I'm like, I cannot send my little black son into this school and be the only little black boy, and y'all trying to teach him and he's on a middle school reading level. So I'm like, man, this has disaster written all over it. And then I wasn't comfortable sending him 8 hours out of the day, and I'm not sure he's learning anything. So we didn't want to hold him back. So our only option was to homeschool. Luckily, we found a really, really awesome homeschool co-op that has 900 families, and then they really helped us with the structure of it. So they helped us with finding the curriculum. They do the trainings for the parents to say, hey, this is a good way to lay out your day and work through it. And I'm a teacher by nature just because of being in ministry. So if you've ever heard me preach, I try to be very simple. Fred, I'm like you. I'm a serious preacher, but I'm also an expository preacher, right? I'm gonna give you one text, and we're gonna walk through one text. And my hope is that by the end of the sermon, you understand what this text means. I'm not a guy that hops around and or does anything like that. So I'm a teacher by nature, but as it's developed, more than just teaching them, it is the quality time of helping them understand this crazy world that we live in. You know, I did not want the kids at their school to raise them, you know, or their parent or the teachers to raise them. No, so it is so awesome to be able to be like, hey guys, y'all go with me and we'll go to the zoo. Y'all go with me. We'll go on this field trip, and they're around me, and I get to instill my values in them and help shape them as people. And so a lot of times people will say, man, Rob, you know, you traditionally do things that a lot of husbands in previous generations don't do. Like I was big on like the baby showers and being a part of that and gender reveals and stuff like that. And my dad was like, man, men don't do that. But see, not to make this like doom and gloom, but our first pregnancy, we were super excited because we go to the OB appointment, and they're telling us, oh, you have two eggs or two. Yeah. So we're like, we're like, oh my goodness, we're going to have twins, you know, and it's crazy. So we go back about a week later or so, and one of them is gone. But there's a heartbeat there, right? There's a heartbeat there. So we're super excited about this. And, you know, so I'm telling everybody, man, I'm ecstatic.
Everybody.
Yeah. I'm ecstatic, man. And then a couple weeks after that, you know, we just go in for a checkup, and there's no heartbeat, right? No heartbeat. So I think that devastating feeling, like just anybody who's ever been through a miscarriage knows it's just, you know, it kind of just knocks the breath out of you, you know, to be that excited. And then, you know, at this point now you gotta wait for your body to naturally pass this fetus on or you know, schedule a D&C. So that broke our heart, but it shaped kind of like my mentality when it comes to the next kid, man. When we actually have a kid. So Wright is our rainbow baby. You know, he's the one that has come after the heartbreak. And so that kind of just molded me as a father before I even had a living child. I was just like, man, their kids are such a blessing, and you're not guaranteed to have them. So yeah, so that kind of is the foundation of my fatherhood.
Wow. So that you already answered my question. How has homeschooling deepened your role? Is that you're walking right into my question. This is Holy Spirit. listen. So Courtney, I didn't know that, y'all. Wow, I'm so sorry to hear that. I didn't know that happened, and yeah, so I'm sure the when Wright was in the belly, y'all waited before you told people. That taught you that lesson right there too, right? Like, because that was just so devastating. Got all these people coming around, and now all these people, yeah, that part. That's I'm sorry to hear that, but y'all got four beautiful ones that the Lord blessed you with. So wow. So Rob, ministry, balancing coaching, right? Because you also coach, right? You so you got homeschool, you got church members, counseling, calling, needing things, benevolence, all things ministry, coaching. Come on, bring that in, and because Courtney at work, is she 7 days on? She at work, so come on, Rob, talk to me.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is not just coaching, because that includes all the kids, but it's the one-on-one training that I have to do it right, like 5 6 days a week. Where we
And
are,
Carter
yeah, and
basketball.
Carter. So we are. I mean, we're hours on the baseball field, just us two. Hitting ground balls, taking BP, and then we go to the team practice. So we're training that, and then I'm outside with Carter, working on pump faking, driving through, finishing left hand, right hand. Uh, dipping our hand in the cookie jar, everything. So we are, we
So
are.
wait,
It
Carter,
is
hold on, let us follow you. So Carter, let me pull the family picture up.
right.
Carter, Carter is which one?
She's over on the couch.
The mean face one, the one grilling everybody.
Like,
Yeah,
And
yeah, and
Carter,
that's a real emotion. The photographer did not instruct her to do that. She was being defiant. She was angry, and she was gonna let everybody know she was gonna refuse to smile. So,
so
yep, that's her.
right, all the way over to the right.
Yeah, with all the hair. Yeah, that's him.
He plays baseball. He runs track too.
No, just baseball. He does basketball and flag football.
Okay, and Carter behind you. She's
Yep.
basketball.
basketball. Okay,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
then
And she's our actress.
Yeah. Yep.
You can't
Yeah.
see it on her face.
Drama,
She is,
drama queen.
yeah.
okay.
All personality.
So Courtney, let me jump on you right quick. All right, as a nurse practitioner with a demanding schedule, 7 days on, 7 days off, 12-hour days. Is that right, Courtney?
Yeah.
How are you juggling work, motherhood, and being the first and only lady? How are you juggling that?
Whenever somebody asks me this, I always be like, I don't juggle it. Like, it's hard. It is a struggle. I have to constantly remind myself that I am actually living the life that I prayed for. So I think Rob has really helped hold me accountable whenever I'm in a bad complaining season. Like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. And I think about our best friends who had to do IVF, and here I am, like complaining about the crumbs when there are certain people out there who would love to have the crumbs. So I think the way that I have grown over probably the last, since Brooks was born, is changing my mindset to gratefulness and to really trying to sit in the gratefulness. Because if I keep having that complaining mindset, like, oh, I'm so busy, oh, I'm so tired, then that's just going to have me a negative disposition and being just so ungrateful for really the answered prayers that I'm living. But I do a lot of crock pot meals. Balance with the crock pot. We do a lot of grocery delivery.
Okay.
I don't have time to go to the grocery store, so convenience is key. I have a calendar that is color coded and is outlined to the T. All the activities are on the calendar. I'm the house manager.
Okay.
He's the homeschool dad. I am his secretary. I am the house manager. I have transformed into more of a type A personality. trying to just keep everybody on track. And yeah, I just had to get it done. I called my mom one day and I was like, how did you do this? And she was like, you just have to do it. And I'm like, okay. And yeah, you just push through. Just push through.
So come on, I'm gonna pull that picture back up and tell me. So give me their ages. Can you go from I guess left to right, which is what people would be looking at it the way with
Yes.
the baby that you're holding. Give the name and the age for me.
Yes, that is Carson. She's 5. She is the sweetheart and the world's best cleaner and organizer. And we also determined that she is a track star in the making. On the couch with the mean face is Carter. She's 7. She's the drama queen. Yeah. Rob is holding our mini terrorist, Brooks. He is 3, and we prayed for a boy, and God gave us double dose of boy. And you see his little white eye. He has vitiligo. So that was a little bit scary whenever we realized that vitiligo wasn't just a skin disease, that it can actually have internal issues. So that is little Brooks. He's 3, and then right on the end is 8, and he'll be 9 in December, and he's sweet. And it's crazy because like every other kid is like the same personality. Like Wright and Carson are so sweet, just good kids.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second and fourth one.
The 2 in the middle.
The second one and that fourth one, they just
Same personality.
they're the same personality.
So do y'all see y'all? So somebody's Courtney, somebody's Rob.
I'm the sweet one.
Carter. That is Courtney Jr. Boy, to a T. That is her.
So when Court says, she's developing the type A personality, that's just code word for she's bossy. That's just all that means. Yeah, bossy, mean, however you want to put it. Yeah.
Hey, Courtney,
yeah.
I saw one of your posts that said, I normally ask people what are their hobbies and what do they like to do, and then you said, and then I wind up telling them what they need to be doing. Did you say something like that? Say that post for me.
True, like I'm good at listening to people, and they talk to me. I'm like, oh, you should just be doing this with your life. Yeah, I'm kind of bossy.
So look, on a serious note, so you said vitiligo is internal too. I've always thought it's just the skin will change colors. I didn't know it was internal.
So you can have thyroid disease because it's on its eye. He could have developed vitiligo in the eye to where, like, you know how the rods and the cones determine like the colors you see, black and white. If all of that would have essentially been bleached, then he could have been like colorblind in that eye. Just kind of like lupus type symptoms where it's autoimmune, so it attacks the internal organs. But thank God he only has just the eye and no internal symptoms. We had to go to Charlotte and get his blood tested, and a pediatric eye doctor and get his eyes checked out, but he's fine.
Praise God.
Yes. Yes.
I want to keep this picture up because I want to talk about however much you can give us on losing your sister, right? So tragically in a car accident. And I just want to know the impact and the stretch I know it had on your faith during the season when you were raising young children and adjusting to the ministry life. Can you tell us anything that you can bear telling us within, respect to your feelings and your emotions, and also what has helped you grieve while also showing up for your husband, your children, and your church family? Tell us anything you would have us to know about that period in time.
My baby sister, her name was Aaliyah. She was 26 years old and she passed away. Being big sister, my personality was strong with her. I wanted her to follow in my footsteps in every way, and she did not. So she challenged me a lot, and I feel like after she passed, just reflecting on her life and the impact she had on me, it really helped me. It really molded me as a mother. honestly, because she would challenge me on like my parenting style. And I'm like, girl, you know what you're talking about? You don't got no kids. And then like looking at it after she passed, I'm like, wow, like, okay, Leah, like, yeah, I can be softer. And just her not being here and my mom, seeing my mom not have her child, it made me look at my kids like, I need to cherish every moment, like for real, because you just never know. And me and Rob talk about it a lot. Grief is up and down. I can see something on TV and I'll be a ball of tears, you know. See something out in the community, I'll pass by where she worked. I'm like, man, like I just miss her so much. But I think for me, and I think for most people, the question is always like, why? And I don't know, maybe it's just justification in my own mind, or hopefully God has given it to me. But I really feel like my sister's at peace when she, probably the last 8-10 years of her life, like yes, and she was like 18, she didn't have a lot of peace. She struggled with mental health issues. She had a lot of depression, anxiety that would flare up, and she'd become paranoid, and she just really struggled, and it took a toll on her, my parents, all of us. And my prayer was always that she would have peace. And I thought it was going to be that all of her mental health issues would just calm down and she would just be able to live life and have kids and get married. But no, that was not the peaceful answer that we were given. But it gives me comfort knowing that she's at peace right now, that she has the ultimate peace, because I know when I really, really am putting it in a mirror, I know that probably her life on earth would not be what I would have wanted it to be. Selfishly, I would want her here with us, you know, having fun with the kids. But there are days where she couldn't even get out of bed, like despite medication. So it was like, it was selfish of me to, you know, want her here to go on trips and to make memories here on earth. But God knows what his kids need. And who knows, I don't know what Aaliyah's prayers were. If, you know, I know she was tired. I do know that. And so it gives me comfort knowing that she's at peace, that her mind is at rest, and that she's in the ultimate place that we all want to get to. You know, she's with the Lord, and that's all of our goal when we die. And I know she died in Christ. So that gives me comfort as well.
Thank you for sharing. So sorry for your loss, Courtney, you, Rob. How old was she when she passed, and did she pass around the time when it was still not so good for y'all, that the letters and stuff were coming? Was it around that time?
No, it was after that. So our family hadn't really had any tragedy. A lot of families, you know, you deal with a lot of death and dying. My mom is one of 6 kids. My dad's one of 3, so there's a lot of cousins. And my mom and my first cousin, this is going to sound weird, they were pregnant at the same time. So they both had kids in 1996. My little sister and my little cousin. He actually passed away in May. And then my sister passed away in September. So the death of both of our 96 babies was just wild. And I will say that our church family like really stepped up for us. They showed up in big numbers to the funeral.
Out of town.
Yeah.
They showed up. Drake Mills, they showed up in huge numbers.
They really supported us and food and cards and just loving on us and
carrying up the flag.
Yeah. They really were supportive.
Wow. So, wow. I'm so sorry to hear that. Rob, did the grieving process, like I was telling Courtney the other day, losing my brother, my eldest brother first, and then my next to the eldest brother, not even a year after. It's just a lot. There's a lot of death, and sometimes we don't know what our spouse needs during that time. how to help them through, or do I back off? Do I say something? Do I, you know what I'm saying? So how were you affected? How were you able to help? How did you handle the grief? Or
Yeah. I'll say that I am, or not anymore, but I was a chaplain at Spartan Regional at the hospital with Courtney. So I ended up getting out of it once COVID hit, because it was like, okay, now we can't have a babysitter in the house with the kids, so somebody has to be there. So I stopped doing my clinical pastoral education there. I stopped after the first unit. So so I had a lot of familiarity with just death and dying, because we're a trauma one center. So on my overnights or in my on calls, I mean, I'm getting paged to the trauma base. So I'm coming in when people are shot up, or people got in car wrecks, or people got burnt alive, or had heart attacks, or had strokes. Like every death call, I'm there. Infant mortality, I'm there. I'm getting called to the oncology wing. Somebody's passed away from stage 4 prostate cancer, you know. So I'm getting called to all of that. And part of my job there is to be a liaison between the family and the medical staff. So God forbid something happened to one of you, right? The hospital is going to call you and say, hey, you know, we're taking Fred in, you know, to this medical center. So you're going to come through the hospital on 10, you know, wanting to know everything. So I have to take those families, take them to a consultation room. And I basically go back and forth until the doctors are ready to come forward and either tell you like, hey, this person's passed away, or maybe we're taking them to surgery or whatever. But one of the main rules of being a good chaplain is being the non-anxious spirit in the room, right? Because everybody's so emotional. Everybody is on a 10. Their life has been upended, and you have to be a non-anxious spirit in the room. So I remember we had this one devastating night where one of our basketball stars was killed. He was struck by a car when his car ran out of gas. 6'7", came in, his body was mangled. I knew he was dead before his mom arrived. And she came in that night. They told her. And I remember she just hearing this loud boom on the ground when she dropped her purse. And we sat there for maybe an hour and a half. I sat beside her. She sat beside me. And we said nothing. Like literally nothing. She didn't cry. She just was almost in like this catatonic state. And I just sat there beside her. And then after about an hour and a half, she got up. She said, thank you so much, gave me a hug, and she walked out. And I remember talking to my supervisor and just being like, man, I failed. Like I couldn't think of anything. Like, what do you say to this woman who has just lost her child in such a brutal way? Like with his body, I mean, just such a brutal way. So we go to the funeral. They have a huge funeral downtown at First Baptist, thousands of people there. I'm coming through the line because I just feel like I need to pay my respects. This woman jumps out of her seat. She runs over there, sees me a lot, and like hugs me so tight. And she's like, I just want to thank you so much for all the support that you gave me that night. And I didn't say anything. So one of the things that helped me with Court was that Court would have these episodes, and they're less common now, where she would just have crying spells. Like she just would cry and not understand like why she was so upset. And I just would have to, I let her know, like, you're not supposed to be okay. Like your baby sister died. Like you're not supposed to be okay. And I don't know why you're wanting to feel better. Like, no, you have to work through this. Like that girl meant something to you. That's your baby sister. So I learned to just be quiet. And when she cries, I would just sit there like this and let her cry. Let her experience the emotions. And I told her, I said, look, them tears gonna dry him up. I was going to dry them up after a while, but grief is a part of the natural process. So my biggest thing was trying to give her the license to feel and not try to act like you got to move past this. No, man, you can't move past that. You're not. Your life fundamentally changed when we got that phone call from her father that her sister passed away. So I would say, as a preacher, we want to think that we have wisdom to make it all better. Man, there ain't no words that can fix that. Ain't no words that can fix that, man. That's something that God has to heal. That's a wound to your soul, man.
And so my job is to be God's arms and hands and his hugs and kisses, and be that shoulder to lean on and let God do what he got to do.
Wow, I appreciate. Oh my goodness, thank you, Rob. That you just hope somebody, like the old folks say. You just hope somebody. Let's cut to this beautiful family that y'all have. I found so many pictures, and so I want to share some of these good memories that you all have through these pictures, right? To bring us back on the up side. I want to laugh. I need to laugh right now.
Okay.
I need to laugh right now. Y'all, they telling their story. I'm talking about I need to laugh. But Rob, I appreciate that, because most men do not know what to do. I've had someone tell me before, I was crying and they didn't do nothing. They ain't hug me, they ain't touch me, they ain't nothing. And it made them feel like they didn't care, but they just didn't know what to do. And so I just think, I don't know. It takes, like they say in marriage, you're just supposed to communicate. Tell your spouse what you need. Hey, next time you see me bust out crying, can you, you know what I'm saying? You may just have to tell them. And then some people are like, I shouldn't have to tell them. No, if you don't want to be mad, you better open your mouth and say, listen.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we just don't know. And that's not just we're females, we're more in touch. But some females are kind of hard too and don't really know how to respond.
Wow. And then those old cliches that everybody says, and I hate them. We've gone to a lot of funerals and things of that nature, what have you, to where, we sing and we try to encourage the family. People just, I've always been, swift to hear, slow to speak. That's why God give you 2 ears and 1 mouth or what have you.
Right.
Some people just say stuff like, God heals wounds over time. Yeah, to a certain extent. But you know what? When your loved one leaves you, you're going to hurt until the day that you're stretched out. You know what I'm saying? Okay. God heals wounds. I mean, and then there's what's the other one that people say?
He must have needed it.
No, she's in a better place. She's in a better place. Yeah, she might be, but I'm not.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? So I just back off of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just kind of
sit there, like Rob said.
Just,
he sat with that lady, and
that was beautiful. And he thought it was the worst, but I mean, obviously, total opposite.
Ministry of presence, man, that's important. You want to fix it, but ministry of presence is important for people.
And then you showed up at the funeral. That was big.
Yes. Ministry of presence. Let's get to this presence that this family has right here. So let me, where's the picture with I love this picture right here. Now, the person must have said, okay, let's read, right? If y'all can see, Courtney, she made me think of, okay, yes, I know we're all supposed to be reading and looking at the book, but I have to check on my family and make sure my family's okay. I see you right there, Courtney. Like, that's your mini-me. She's supposed to be reading, looking at the book, and she's like,
It's like, I'm smiling. Why isn't everyone else smiling?
Right.
I love that picture. Rob is there on everything, everyone. I love it that he homeschools. Let me find another one that I love so much. Courtney, this one.
So honestly, this is a staple. Like, we always have dance parties. Like, our kids, they're like him. They love music. Our Alexa's always going there, always dancing, always doing a performance. I grew up in a house where it was music 24/7, and that is what we have right now.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. This one. The plan. This how I see y'all, because y'all always joking, playing.
Always.
I love this picture.
Yes.
Is this
Yeah.
y'all's house? Did someone come to your house or y'all went on a set somewhere?
No, they came
It's
to
our
our house.
They came to your house.
Mhm.
This is lovely. I love this. This one right here. Rob, you are, listen, poster child for the father and his girls. The father his presence is known and felt in the family. I love that picture right there.
I'm shocked they're smiling because they usually fight my hugs off, man. So I'm glad she caught a picture of them smiling because they get tired of my hugs and kisses, man.
He aggravates them kids to no end. Hug me, hug me, come here.
Yeah.
And then he'll trick them and throw them on the bed. I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Rob says he's the
Affectionate one.
the affectionate one. Courtney's the hard. Yeah, go kiss your daddy.
I'm just stern.
Look, this one right here. This one. Let me tell you what Wright is saying right here on this picture. Wright is saying, y'all keep having all these kids. I'm the one got to deal with them. I'm the one got to clean up behind them. I'm the one keeping them quiet right now while y'all on that podcast.
Right.
Baseball. Come on, my dad. I love this look right here.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him sometimes. He got a lot on his plate as the oldest because he is the third parent. He's the general in that room. Everything falls back on him. But he's such a good kid, man. He's such a good kid.
Yeah.
And a little quiet, shy soul, man, but just pure of heart, loves church, loves God, writes songs about Jesus and his crucifixion and what it means, man. So I couldn't be more proud of that boy.
Wow, look at that. And then, so look, y'all, you didn't tell us how many years y'all were married.
12
years.
from 2013. Yeah, 2013, July 27th.
And look, there's a post you put on your Facebook page, Rob, something like what you said, something about have her back or
Yeah. I had her back then. I still got her back now.
He liked them back pictures. You see, he liked the back. Yeah. I love this.
I'm just upset why I'm the one aging so bad and she still looks the same. So
no, it's just the hair. It's just the hair. And this, listen, look, we twins. It's just the hair. It's nothing to it. Yeah, no, y'all are a beautiful, 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 beautiful couple.
Very much so.
12 years, and they still, y'all. This is how they be. I'm telling y'all, this is how they be on the church trips. Okay.
That's right, man. We actually really do like each other.
Yeah, like as friends, like for real, as friends. Now she does get on my nerves, man.
Bro, I couldn't believe that you said Courtney was not the affection.
She's not. We fight over this. I still try to get her to do this. She's gotten better. I will say she's gotten better over the years. She tries really hard, but Lord, it's a fight.
Okay. Look, Courtney, I'm sorry. You and Fred are alike.
Yeah. I have developed patience over the years.
That's right. That's right, husband.
Yeah,
so look, let me show Wright. I love this picture of Wright. Y'all look at Wright. He is 8 years old.
Oh, yeah.
He is
like a ball.
Rob. So kids, they change their minds all the time with stuff. Do you think he's going to grow out of this baseball thing, or do you think he's going to
grow out of this?
No. It is wired into that kid. Like I was explaining to you guys, I take him to Atlanta to these top-notch trainers. He trains with these guys who some have been drafted, some are going to be drafted, some are going to Power 4 schools like Vanderbilt. Man, he gets in the cage and stands in the line and interacts with these dudes, and he acts like he's the big dog in the group. Like he really thinks like, oh no, they're here to see me. Like he's never impressed by anybody. I'm like, that dude just signed for $8 million, and it's like, I'm the big dog here. You know what I'm saying? So he's super competitive. And in his brain, he's like, I am the top dog. Like I'm going to get drafted. Like I can't get it out of him. So I don't see it, man. I don't know what Kobe Bryant was like as a kid, but his belief in himself borders on delusion. like he's confident in himself, man. It borders on delusion. So
it's funny you use Kobe as an example because Kobe, I think he idolized himself after Michael Jordan. But a lot of guys, they try to do what they see in public, but those guys did what you're doing with your son privately. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It takes a lot of sacrifice to go practice before.
Oh yeah.
In the batting cage before practice. I mean, that's the kind of things that me and my cousins did. We played baseball before the game and we played baseball after the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so against each other, just if it was just in the backyard, in the country, we had like our own pumps, our own wells, and they had like a pump house. And so we would draw a square on the pump house, and we would pitch a tennis ball and just be the two of us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and we just whoever struck each other out, we swapped. He would pitch.
Yeah.
But the ball would hit the pump house and come back to us, so we only needed two of them.
Right.
Let's do some. Hey, Rob, let me show them some live shots, and you explain this to us. Let me show you.
Yeah, this is right, bat, and left. This weekend, this was Saturday.
Right, bat, and left.
Yeah, he switch hits, so he can hit on either side. But this is him. He's the leadoff batter on his team. I think this was his second at bat.
Let me see.
So is his stance on the left side anything like the one on the right side in the picture? Is it?
It's similar. He has a similar rhythm. He's a similar rhythm and load. I try to get him his hand position the same, but his body posture is a little different. He almost has his butt towards the pitcher to start, and then he shifts back as the pitcher is throwing the ball.
On the left right side.
Yeah. So he almost starts on the left side. I'm sorry. Yeah. So he almost starts in the front hip and then shifts his weight to the back hip before swinging. The right side, he almost is already loaded in that right hip. So that back hip.
Let me see some, Rob. Let me see. Can I thought I had it where. Let me see. Nope, it ain't. Let me try this next one right here.
Okay. This is him still at home.
Oh, he's still at home with this.
He's still at home. Yeah, he's still at home. So he is a menace on the base path, like a disrespectful one. And, it's funny because the opposing coaches will be screaming, "If he takes that lead, pick him off, and they'll try to pick him off, man. And he's like a little cat, man. He just gets back to the base. And once they try enough, eventually they'll have like an overthrow, man. He'll hop up, take the next base. But if they don't pick him off, he's stealing. He's just going to steal. They know it. We know it. But, man, he's quick. So that little boy can run.
The thing they can do is throw behind him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Active baseball player, because I grew up with kids that did this. I mean, I was that kid that did this. But if you threw behind me, then it's a lost cause. You got to coming from. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And the most disrespectful thing is like when he's on third base. Yeah. When he takes his secondary, I'll have him come like almost halfway down. And when the catcher catches the ball and tries to fire it down to third base, I have him go. He like reads it. As soon as the catcher comes up and releases the ball, he takes home. So by the time the third baseman catches the ball, man, he's sliding in before the guy can get it back home, man. So he's fast. He's quick. You can't coach that. You can't coach
No, it's just instincts. It's instincts.
Natural.
But this is a video, even though it's not low, that's a video of him hitting on the right side. So
hitting on the right.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I had some live because I wanted Fred to see him actually being doing in the live.
I can tell by the back stance that he is bad. How does he? Because see, at that age, you know what I'm saying, I held the bat, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like you choking, the bat or whatever. And so later on in life, I had a coach that was actually a really good coach from Florida State, you know what I'm saying? I thought this guy did some stupid drills, but it made all the sense in the world.
Right.
And, this may sound kind of gross. He's like, well, Fred, he said, would you hold your pecker like that? I'm like, what do you mean? He said, the bat. I'm like,
right.
What do you mean? You're supposed to hold the bat tight. He said, no, you're not.
Yeah, no.
I learned that, there's a different technique to holding the bat. It's actually
loose muscles move faster. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so it's exactly like holding a golf club. You guys play golf?
Yeah, I do. I'm not good, but I play.
Yeah. Yeah. So top golf?
No, I got clubs. Like I actually will go to.
No. Top golf. You know the
Oh
sport?
yeah, I play top golf. Yeah, we've been talking. We have one down the street from us.
Yeah. That's what's up.
So we just got one or two more questions, Robin. We're going to run to the chat, and then we want y'all to leave our guests with the Neil's appeal, because at the end of every show, we always want to leave the guests with something that they can walk away with, that they can work on, or something that will be helpful. So Fred had a question.
So Rob, as a coach, you're shaping the lives of young athletes. As a preacher, you're shaping, spiritual hearts. So what similarities do you show between those with the team and preaching at the church?
So it's similar messages. One's just secular, one is spiritual, but the truth is the same. When you play baseball, there is so much out of your control. You can try your hardest to do everything right. And you can be in the right position. You can take the perfect swing. You can take the perfect angle to a ball. But there's so much out of your control of what happens. And baseball is one of those sports where we have to press on those kids, man, that failure is just part of the process.
Right.
Like it just, you fail. And if you can't get past that, you can't be effective as a baseball player. What they always say, the best of the best fail 7 times out of 10. You bat 300, you end up in the Hall of Fame for your career. So that it's all that failure. But if you translate that to life, the fact of how we're not perfect, no matter how much good work we do, no matter how much we try, no matter how much we pray and read scripture, we're still flawed human beings that are going to make mistakes, that are going to have misjudgments, miscalls. But what that should do is that should just remind us of how fallible we are, but that should push us towards the God that's infallible. Right. Which is why I say, you show me a Christian that is self-righteous, I show you a Christian that doesn't know who they are, doesn't know who the God is that they serve. Right. So I think having this understanding of the fact that we're going to fail, man, that is just such a great foundation to throw our weight behind God, lean on God, and to know that that we need Him, because He's the only constant standard. So,
right,
absolutely.
And then when I was playing growing up, most all my coaches say, whenever, especially when you're playing defense, you always have to think one play ahead of the actual, you know what I'm saying? So like you said, you don't know what's going to happen or what have you, but you have to think like one play ahead, like you got a runner on first or whatever, and if you hit here or there, what's your next move? So we practice those drills, you know what I'm saying, at in a live setting at practice or whatever. So he puts us in like real, and it was good, it was phenomenal, whatever. But I can relate some of that stuff to life now, what have you. But baseball has really, I think I've always been a patient person, but baseball really teaches you patience, you know what I'm saying?
Man. And it's not linear too. It's not linear, man, because you can be making progress and still be going down. You know what I'm saying? Like you can have really good at bats, and that month your batting average dropped.
That's right.
But you just trust the process, right? You trust the process and knowing that in the end it's going to work out. That's the same way with God. Sometimes, man, you do things God's way, you take 2 steps back.
That's right.
And you think like, man, I'm being set back, and God's like, no, I'm just putting you on the right path. Like I'm helping you avoid failure. So that translation, man, is real, and that's another reason why I love allowing my children to play sports, because of how much it shapes them as people and gets them prepared for life.
Right. Right. So I play sports. I play softball, basketball. I ran cross country. Oh my goodness. My brother, of course, and my mother, my biggest 2 fans. But I tell you, my brother's voice, I could hear him in any arena, wherever, he would just be, "Cool, take it to the hole."
What do you call you? What do you call you?
Kuke. kook. So like
Kook? Oh, kook. Okay. Okay.
kook. And so in basketball, I was K trained because I was just this, I just was like a train, just come down the middle. I don't know, just you bump into me, you fall, I fall. It just, whatever. And so I could hear him. No matter how noisy the crowd was, his voice would stand out, right? Um, whatever sport it was, right? So I just want to know, Courtney, from you. He's coaching your boy, right? How good or bad is he with the yelling and the screaming and the who's more competitive out of them two, and how is he pretty okay on the coaching, or is it like, okay, Rob, no, that's enough? Like,
Yeah.
She can be honest.
I got Rob ODs a lot. But I will say he makes practice for Wright extremely difficult. Like extremely difficult, so that when he gets in the game, it's no pressure. So that he's having fun. So that when he gets to the game, he's like, oh, this is light work. Like this boy can't throw as fast as my dad. This boy can't throw as fast as my pitching machine. Oh, this coach is not I can handle this pressure from this coach. He's not yelling at me like my father. Mm-hmm. So, and we have that balance. Like he is definitely a yeller, a punisher. Like, I'm going to give you the correction. If you don't make the correction, you're going to run. And then I come in and I'm like the encourager to give Wright that balance. And then now he's of the age where we have talked to him like, okay, this is daddy coach, and then this is daddy. Daddy coach is preparing you for other coaches as you continue to grow in baseball. Daddy is daddy. Right. And so it's been hard because, I mean, it's still his dad, but I think now he's old enough, he's starting to understand, like, okay, he's not being mean because he's being a mean dad. He's trying to make me the best.
Right.
He said the other day something that I thought was interesting, because I always joke with him about like which coach is the nicest and which coach is the meanest. And one of the things he said to me, he's like, you're a mean coach, but you're a good dad. Mm-hmm. And I really appreciated that, because the things that I explained to him is that because he's so all in on baseball, I'm like, right, I want to be the meanest coach you've ever had to deal with. Because I know the pressures of Fred, you can probably speak to, like, it's cutthroat when you get to college, right? You either survive or you sink or drown. The pressure is on. Like, either you perform in the fall or you're not even on the team come spring. They send you out of there. So when I practice with him, I do put him in the most strenuous like situations. You feel this ball, and if you miss it, it's gonna be 5 laps. Because I want him to feel this strain of, man, the pressure. And what I notice now is like when it comes to the game, dude, like when balls get hit to him, it's slow motion for him. Because of course I got a huge fungo and I'm cracking balls. Like I'm cracking balls to him that, I even make him wear the little softball face mask so that I don't break an orbital bone, so I don't give him a concussion. So he's so used to like really seeing these balls come. So when they come to the game, man, he takes his time. He changes his arm angle, man. He throws all fancy. And so it's so easy for him. Well, I'll tell him.
He was dancing earlier. He'd be out there dancing
in the middle of the game. The game's on the line, and he's in there. He's in the in the circle. Just it means nothing to him, man. But I got videos I can send you of just walk-offs that he's had, like walk-off hits, because he just doesn't. He's so used to the pressure. So. I put it on him, but I explained to him like my process, like why I'm doing this, because I want him to never face a coach that he can't respond to. I want every coach to seem like a piece of cake after having to deal with me. And now that he's been making all these national teams, he really understands now. Before it was kind of like, why do we have to go through all this? But now he understands, like, no, I mean, I'm being put through it because I'm being prepped. I'm being prepped for the future. So
we had to learn that too, like talking to the kids, because nobody explained our punishments or our parenting style whenever we were coming up.
Yeah.
So we make it a point to like really try to explain ourselves to them why we're doing things the way that we're doing them, so that their little brains can try to understand.
Right.
Outside of you guys, I mean, as long as the criticism is constructive, you know what I'm saying, they should, you know, go with the flow, you know, just correct what you did and just keep it moving. I mean, you know, what's the saying? We live forward and learn backwards. Whatever mistake you made in the past, you know, you don't make that mistake again.
Right.
But at the same token, you're not perfect, so you're gonna mess up. So.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
So Rob, a little fun before we go out. If you could put together your dream.
Hey man, I wrote this down, man.
Dream lineup.
I wrote this down. All right.
Right?
See, this
So
will all make sense to
Explain it, yeah.
What?
You didn't even get to say what we were about to do. He got so excited.
So let me tell the audience. So I told Rob, I said, I want you to come back when we do the show. Tell me a dream lineup of some biblical characters on the baseball team. I want to know who's pitching, who's catching, who's hitting cleanup. So he's getting ready to give us his dream lineup using the biblical characters. Come on, Rob.
Fred, these are all gonna make sense to you. All right, pick her. I'm going with David. Number one, you gotta have accuracy, right? As a pitcher, you gotta hit the spots. Nobody cares how hard you throw ball forward. That's what they say, right? Not only does he have velocity, he has the accuracy to sling something and crack Goliath right in his forehead. So I'm going with David as pitcher. Yeah. First base, what do we need? We need size. We need length. We need brothers who can stretch out. So I'm going with Saul. Bible says he was head and shoulders above everybody. So I'm going with Saul. Second base, but where do they put the little guy on the field? Right there at second base. Little scrappy juggle who can run around, got a good glove, not as strong as the shortstop. So I'm going with Zacchaeus. This is short man that climbs a tree. All right, next, shortstop. You got to be tough to be there, bro. You just got to be tough, an athlete, fearless. I'm actually going with Jacob because anybody who's crazy enough to wrestle with God, I mean, really wrestle with God, you got all day and not get folded up immediately. You got to be some kind of athlete, bro. Some kind of athlete. Third base, that's the hot corner. You need somebody big and strong, big arm. I'm actually going to throw Samson over there. I'm just going to throw him over there. He ain't got to do too much moving. He just got to field the ball. Throw it outfield. Center field, I'm going with Elijah because he outran Ahab's chariot, so he can run the balls down. Right field, I'm going with Joab only because it showed that he was strong. He could throw his spear, so you got to have a big arm in the right field. Left field, I'm going with Peter because I think Peter. I'm going to assume he got a good aggressive bat because he's just bold like that. I feel like he's gonna swing. I don't know if he got the strongest arm, but he's there to hit. So if we're gonna do our batting lineup, I'm gonna go with Elijah just for the leadoff. I'm gonna go with Zacchaeus because I think he's a contact hitter. I'm gonna put Jacob. There just because I just think he's just gonna be all around solid. I'm going with Samson at cleanup. Then I'm going with Peter, who's gonna be my next little streaky but just aggressive hitter. I'm going with Saul, then David, then Joab, then Nehemiah. That's my squad.
You ain't start Peter with starting off first hit. Who did you say was starting off first for the
Elijah? I'm going with Elijah. I need blazing speed as my leadoff man. Blazing speed.
I can relate to everything he said.
Yeah, because after 1 through 4 or 5, it kind of starts back over. You get like your second leadoff person, so that's why I stuck Peter at. We got a squad. We ready to rock and roll.
Rob, you had fun with this, didn't you?
I did. And if coming off the bench, even though he's not on the home team, I may put Goliath out there in right field. I may put him out there in right field. Yeah, but he seemed like he might be slow with the bat, but he might be Aaron Judge. We don't know. So, yeah.
Well, listen, y'all have been a joy to talk to on today. Rob, if you could, Courtney, either one of y'all, we want y'all to leave our guests. That was good. I was writing it down, Rob. I was writing down your baseball team, your players. if y'all could leave us with something that our viewers can ruminate on, something we talked about a lot tonight, so I don't know wherever you want to touch, but Rob, I do have a personal question for you if you could help these new young preachers coming in. Back to my question from the beginning of giving them some kind of insight on how to navigate being new, balancing the demands of the older church members. Like, how do you? I need you to leave us with something that will help my young preachers get acclimated with the church that they are a member of. So like give us like what has been like the biggest lesson you've learned about pastoring people who have seen it all and might doubt your experience. Can you leave us with that, something that'll help?
So my encouragement to any young preacher that's coming into the ministry would be that you have got to truly embrace the idea that you're going to die to self. Really embrace that. If you come in thinking that God owes you something because you're his servant, or that God owes you anything positive, or that God owes you success, or that God owes you the love of the people, then you just clearly are not studying your Bible. When you're used by God, you join the lineage of all of his prophets, of his apostles. And what happened to all of them? Like, sit back and think about it. Which prophet do you want a life like? Jeremiah, whose whole life was being imprisoned and beaten down. Isaiah, who, according to tradition, ended up being taken off into exile or killed by Samaritans. I mean, you want Peter, you want John. I mean, even Jesus, he did everything right.
Right.
And he was met with rejection and persecution. So what I have learned is that it is par for the course. To accept this mantle means that you're going to walk your own trail up to Golgotha. You're going to walk and go through your own crucifixion. So if you come into this thinking that God owes you something, or thinking that, people owe you respect, man, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. But the good thing about it is God vindicates all of his people, man. In the end, God is going to vindicate. God's going to resurrect. God is going to bless you. And so, man, I have learned to realize it is not about me. Do not fall in love with that applause, because it's there one week and is down the next. You let them people put you on some type of mantle, Satan will pull you off of it real quick, and it'll be over something as simple as we're changing the logo, or we're moving to a new building, or you didn't vote for my idea, or anything, So, man, I have learned to embrace the misery of ministry, but the blessings of God is going to reign supreme in your life, man. So I don't look at my ministry and think doom or gloom or anything. I just realize it's going to be what God decides it's going to be. And over the totality of my life, man, I am beyond blessed to serve the congregation that I serve, to have the family that I have, and for God to put me in spaces like this, talking to people like you, man. So I'm thankful to be a little country preacher from South Carolina, and to even know y'all and be here to discuss my faith. So,
oh, thank you, Courtney. You want to leave us something? The wife that is working, I don't know. Give us something, because both of y'all be cooking. So you got some people that's not what the woman's supposed to do. That's what the man, whatever. I don't know, whatever's best for your address, right? And y'all have a system, y'all got a rhythm going. I love it. 7 days on, 7 days off, and when you come and you're all off, you cooked last night. You cooked the night too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. Leave us with something that might help somebody that feels like this is supposed to be like that, or that's not, or whatever you feel is on your heart that you think would be helpful.
I think whenever you are loving each other, and the Bible says they gotta love us. Whenever they are loving us and we are respecting them, the whole world of your marriage opens up, and so much opens up, because if he loves me and he knows I've been at work for 12 hours, what is it to throw on some chicken? You know, because he loves me, because he knows I'm tired, so he loves me enough to let me rest. Or I respect him enough to know he's been with these kids all day. I've been at work all day, but I know those kids have gotten on his last nerve. He's tired. He doesn't want to cook, even though I've been at work. I can cook. So I think once you get past the gender roles and just find out that we're in this battle together, just trying to make everyday work, all that stuff, we don't, it's not a thought to us like that anymore, because we've tried to live in the design that God has wanted us to live, with love and respect.
I love it. Fred, you got something?
No, I'm just reminded. I was listening to. I'm always trying to get something between these ears of mine throughout the week or what have you. So I'm listening to both of them or what have you. And the mentor that I listened to, you know, he was saying that, you know, Jesus, he walked the earth for 3 years, and he said the problem with people and us is in a generation is we're too busy running, and so no matter how fast you run, you'll never be able to accomplish what Jesus did, and he walked the whole time in the 3 years that he was on this earth. So we just gotta slow down and take our time and walk and make disciples of men and meet people where they are. I mean, those 12 guys that he dealt with, you know what I'm saying? They were imperfect, but he dealt with them, you know what I mean? He met with them, he managed each one of them differently or what have you. So you guys are doing great. I mean, you got 4 kids and 12 hours. That's crazy. That's crazy. So y'all keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah, that Rob is definitely walking. He managing ministry, home. I commend you. I love that he is homeschooling, and it's just, again,
that's unheard of.
The role. I know it's bonding y'all even more. You already bonded as father to a son. I know you and all your kids, like, you are really so present in their life, Robin. I appreciate you for that. That's your post. You my poster man for that. So we appreciate the Davises tonight. Courtney, I love you. Rob, I love you. Y'all, thank y'all so much for sharing on the Meals Appeal. Y'all got 2 more powerhouses coming up, right?
We do. Yeah.
It's Orlando. On your thing, I forgot to ask you, y'all do something. You said you were doing something special on Sundays after church. Y'all don't tell us about what's to come. Can you just give us a hint of one of the things y'all did special that you promote on your flyer? Something about something special. Come on.
Oh yeah. So this past week we did
the first week.
Well, she said one thing, so
oh
yeah. But this past week we did we had like a carnival thing for the kids. So we had like carnival games and like blow up slides and like axe throwing and like little gun shooting competitions and you know like food trucks, and so yeah, man, it was fun. It was a good time, man. So we just, each Sunday we have something different. We have something this week, and then we have something the final week whenever Daniels gets here. But we, you know, people like to eat, man. So all of it had to deal with food. So You know, anytime you can give out food, man, is always good and fun time for people. So, but the kids, they enjoyed it too much. We had to kick them up out of there, man. We like, hey, we are tired. We got to shut all this stuff down. But they, you know, we try to create memories for them, man, positive memories, so that when they think about the church, man, it'll be in a pleasant space in their hearts.
You got to allow kids to be kids, man. Look at Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? He was stardom at a young age, and then here it is. He at 50 years old. He's trying to be a kid, you know, because he missed on it. So you got to make kids be kids, man. That's good.
Right.
Y'all doing the good work. 67 years, Drayton Mills, 9 years for y'all being there, right? Yes. That speaks volumes on just your faithfulness. And so, what a powerful conversation we had tonight. Thank y'all for sharing. Thank y'all for being here and sticking around to hear us talk to Rob and Courtney Davis. Listen, from the pulpit to the ball field, from homeschooling to hospital shifts and even grief. Their story reminds us that life will throw some curveballs, but with God, we can stay grounded, keep our eyes on the call, and keep faith at bat. Y'all, thank y'all so much for coming and sharing with us again. And y'all, if this episode encouraged you, share it with your friends, and just like, comment, and share. Put some comments in the chat. Put some hashtags, faith at bat, hashtags, curveballs, but God is in control. Something. Put some baseball language in there. Keep my curveball theme going for this beautiful family. Y'all keep writing prayer on that field, and agility, and, you know, keeping him safe, and keep making sure his head, he remain humble. they here for me, man.
Right.
I love it though, y'all. Y'all have a beautiful family. Thank y'all so much for watching. Listen, don't just listen. Take the appeals that you heard tonight. Put these lessons into action in your own life and your relationships. Rob is a young preacher. He told y'all it wasn't easy. And don't y'all come in here thinking that God owes you anything. We all need to die to ourselves. Carry that cross. I love y'all. Anything else? We good?
We're good.
We gonna send that outro. We gonna do that outro, and then y'all hang back. Let me say good night to Wright, and
Right sitting in the bed.
Right watching the kids right now. I told you saw that. You saw that picture. Y'all wave bye to the people. Oh shucks, chat real quick. Amen. So true. Yes, thank you for sharing. Powerful session, fam. Hey Maurice, what's going on? Annie Knight says, amen, my brother. Crying is healing. That was to something else y'all said. Balance is great. Love what y'all are doing with your kids. Beautiful family. Y'all got a lot of comments and stuff in here in the chat. So y'all take y'all time when y'all want and go back and read it and see. It'll be there. But I love y'all. We're going to play this outro. Y'all stay back. Let's get another prayer in before we go.